Hello, welcome to our channel. We have an important topic to discuss today. Tonight, a definitive look at the highly sophisticated AI-driven email scams threatening your security as we head deeper into 2026. We will discuss how artificial intelligence-generated emails are used to hack your privacy, and we discuss what you can do to protect yourself. The next segment is about 9 minutes long. It is designed to keep you up to date with new ways hackers are using to hack your email. Stay tuned.
Welcome to today's explainer. If you're focused on protecting your digital life, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're breaking down the terrifying and, frankly, rapid evolution of modern, highly sophisticated digital scams. We're going to pull back the curtain on exactly how attackers are engineering new methods to completely bypass the very defenses we've relied on for years. Get ready, because the anatomy of digital deception has fundamentally changed, and understanding these new structures is absolutely your best defense.
Here's our threat dossier for this explainer. We're going to cover the new age of phishing, the rise of quishing, bypassing multi-factor authentication, AI, and imposter threats, and we'll wrap up with rules for ultimate protection. Let's jump right in. Section 1. The new age of phishing. The death of the typo. Okay, so let's dive into this first massive shift in digital deception. For years, the golden rule of cybersecurity was incredibly simple, right? Just look for the bad grammar. We all remember those old clumsy scams, obvious misspellings, weird formatting. They were kind of laughable. Well, you can throw that advice right out the window. Today, generative AI has armed scammers with the ability to create flawless, highly targeted, and perfectly polished content. These new attacks are specifically built to slip right past advanced corporate filters and even multi-factor authentication. Basically, if you're still relying on spotting a typo to catch a scam, you are incredibly vulnerable.
Section 2. The rise of quishing. Shifting the attack to mobile. Because corporate security filters have gotten so incredibly good at blocking malicious text and links, attackers had to adapt. And that brings us to quishing, or QR code phishing. This is a malicious attack where a scammer hides their dangerous payload inside a simple, innocent-looking QR code. Because it's literally just an image, traditional security scanners just see a harmless picture and let it sail right through into your inbox. Attackers brilliantly disguise these as urgent, everyday notices. You might get an email that looks exactly like a Microsoft 365 alert, a missed FedEx shipping notice, or, get this, even an email from your own HR department asking you to quickly review an updated code of conduct.
And this brilliantly illustrates the psychological trap at play here. Step 1, you get this urgent email on your work computer. It tells you to scan the code. So naturally, without thinking, you pick up your personal smartphone and scan it. Step 2, your phone's browser opens what looks like a perfectly legitimate, highly convincing login page. Step 3, you type in your password and the attacker instantly steals your credentials. The real genius of this attack? It forces you to use your personal device, which almost never has the robust enterprise-grade security layers that your work computer does. They literally walk you right out the front door of your secure environment.
Section 3. Bypassing multi-factor authentication. The cookie theft. Now you might be thinking, well, I have multi-factor authentication turned on. I'm safe, right? Unfortunately, no. Scammers are now using a terrifying method called adversary in the middle, or AITM, phishing. It's a highly sophisticated attack where the scammer sets up a proxy server. Think of it like an invisible middleman. This server sits silently right between you and the legitimate service you're trying to access, intercepting your entire communication in real time. You genuinely think you're talking directly to Google or Microsoft, but you're actually talking to the scammer server, which is then turning around and talking to Google or Microsoft on your behalf.
So the absolutely crucial point here is understanding the shift in what the attacker actually wants from you. Traditional phishing wanted your password, but a password just isn't enough anymore because of MFA. Modern AITM attacks, they want your active session cookies. A session cookie is basically that tiny piece of data your browser saves after you successfully log in with MFA, so you don't have to keep authenticating every single time you click a new page. It's your VIP pass.
Here is the terrifying reality of how this actually plays out step by step. First, you land on their fake portal. You type your password and you input your 6-digit MFA text or authenticator app token, completely believing you are secure. Second, the scammer's invisible proxy server instantly takes that password and that live MFA token and logs into the actual real service with your info. Finally, the real service says looks good and grants access, generating that active session cookie. But the proxy intercepts it and hands it straight to the attacker. The damage is done. The scammer can now inject that cookie into their own browser and access your account from their device, completely authenticated without ever triggering another MFA prompt. They are fully in.
Section 4. AI and imposter threats. Exploiting trust. Beyond all these technical bypasses, attackers are heavily targeting our psychology. They want to override our critical thinking with pure panic. We're seeing a massive spike in imposter attacks exploiting daily public infrastructure. Take overdue toll scams, for instance. Scammers are blasting out millions of fake text spoofing local toll networks. Think EasyPass, FastTrack, or SunPass. The lure is that you owe some tiny fee, but the demand is that if you don't click the link and pay immediately, you'll be hit with heavy fines or legal trouble. It induces sheer panic. Or consider missed jury duty scams. Scammers are emailing highly official-looking court documents claiming you missed jury duty and there's an active warrant out for your arrest. The demand? Send a digital payment right now to clear the warrant. When you are stressed out of your mind about an impending arrest or a massive fine, you are far less likely to stop and scrutinize a sender's email address.
And artificial intelligence elevates this kind of impersonation to a full enterprise level through business email compromise, or BEC. Listen, hackers aren't just guessing how your boss speaks anymore. They are actively using AI to scrape publicly available text, deeply analyze your specific corporate writing style, and read through previously leaked emails. The AI synthesizes all this data to draft an absolutely flawless phishing message to an employee or a vendor. It perfectly mimics the exact tone, the vocabulary, even the casual sign-offs of an executive, usually with the goal of rerouting a massive wire transfer.
And if a perfectly written email wasn't convincing enough, the stakes have been raised even higher. According to recent threat landscape reports, an initial email request is now frequently followed up by a deep fake voice call. Just imagine this scenario for a second. You receive an email from your CFO asking you to urgently wire funds to a new vendor. You're a little hesitant. Suddenly your phone rings, and it's the CFO calling you directly, telling you to push the payment through. But it's not them. It's an AI-generated deepfake voice clone trained on audio pulled straight from public webinars or recent quarterly earnings calls. They are literally authenticating their own fraudulent requests with artificial voices. There's almost no way to tell the difference.
Attackers are also bypassing security by hiding inside platforms we already implicitly trust, a sneaky tactic called reputation bypass. First up, calendar phishing. Instead of sending an email that might get flagged, scammers send malicious calendar invites straight to your Google or Outlook calendar. These pop up as fake account expiration warnings directly on your daily schedule. Second, weaponized attachments. We all know to be careful with random PDFs, but there's a heavy surge right now in malicious HTML and SVG file attachments. When you click these, they don't just open a document, they actually force a local browser window to open right on your machine. Which leads to the third trap. These files instantly run local scripts that perfectly spoof a required browser update or a secure document sign-in page to capture your info right there on your desktop.
Section 5. Rules for Ultimate Protection, the Defense Playbook.
Okay, I know this entire landscape sounds incredibly daunting, but you are not powerless here. It's time to arm you with some concrete solutions. I really want you to remember these 3 critical takeaways. Number 1. Never, ever scan an email QR code on your personal phone unless you explicitly requested that exact transaction moments prior. If it's an unexpected code, just ignore it. Number 2, manually type URLs for anything sensitive. If you get a warning about your bank, your workplace portal, or a government toll, do not click the link in the message. Open a fresh browser tab and manually type in the official website address yourself. And number 3, always verify sudden financial requests via a secondary channel. If your boss or a vendor suddenly demands a change to banking details, a wire transfer, or gift cards, pick up the phone and call a known, trusted number to confirm it. Never authenticate an unusual request on the exact same channel it was received. So we've covered a lot today. The death of the typo, the hidden dangers of QR codes, invisible proxy attacks, and the terrifying rise of AI deepfakes. The reality is, scammers are upgrading their tactics every single day, and they're relying entirely on your blind trust and your sense of urgency. So I want to leave you with this final thought. When that next high-pressure, incredibly authentic-looking demand hits your inbox, are you ready to verify it? Stay curious, stay structured, and above all, stay vigilant out there. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning.
Email scams have taken a massive shift, and the old advice of just looking for typos and bad grammar is completely obsolete. We now have to look at email messages as potential threat to our personal security. If you get a suspicious email that you have doubts about, ignore it. The fastest growing threat is Quishing, or QR code phishing. Scammers are now hiding their malicious links inside visual QR codes. If you get an email from a bank, government agency, or an online retailer like Amazon that asks you to click on a link, go directly to their website to protect yourself. You may want to treat some email messages carefully. A good practice may be to contact the business on their website or call their customer support from a Google search that you initiate. If you have found this information helpful, please share this video with friends that may not have a lot of computer skills. Thank you for watching. Please give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more.